I want to begin with telling you how I intend to explore this topic. So the first is to speak about the challenges, and the second would be to look at how peace education can be a response, and very quickly just say a few things about how CEAP and Catholic schools have made some response over the last years, and finally ask the question, what more can Catholic schools do? And that's our way of looking forward about Catholic education. What is a culture of peace? This definition comes from UNESCO, and we're all familiar with UNESCO. And UNESCO says a culture of peace is a set of beliefs, values, and ways of life that reflect respect for human dignity, rejects violence in all its forms, prevents violent conflicts by tackling the root causes, and recognizes the importance of cooperation, dialogue, and acceptance of diversity. Hence, peace education is education that cultivates awareness, concern, and behaviors that lead to peaceful conditions or structures and relationships. And peace education is also called transformative education. Transformative because it seeks changes. Changes where? In people's mindsets, attitudes, values, and behaviors. Knowing about the costs of war and the alternatives to war, because there are alternatives, such as diplomatic initiatives, negotiation, mediation, etc. And this is what Professor Iye has mentioned to us earlier, that they are now on this track of negotiating a political settlement so that war doesn't have to continue between the government forces and the IMLF forces. When we value peace, this means we respond with concern, we feel empathy for the war victims, and we remember that in any war there are no victors, only victims. Act for peace. This is when we take some action from the personal level and beyond, re-examining our own beliefs and attitudes, as well as being an advocate against war and the tools of violence, such as weapons, and also against systems and practices that breed war, such as discrimination and injustice. Help victims of war, victims of exclusion, and also victims of marginalization. So this is referring to the examples of Atty. Rizaldo and also Ms. Manghas about the poor, the geologs that we sometimes really exclude, okay, because they look poor, or they are poor, okay, or maybe they are Muslims, they're not Christians or Catholics, so we exclude them. So this is what we mean by this, okay? Instead of having this attitude that is discriminatory, we should in fact work in their, or do affirmative action